Welcome, yogis. Welcome to class. It's been a while since I've been on Instagram. I just got a new microphone. I can finally Bluetooth directly to the live stream, which makes a huge difference for my classes. So I'm excited to be back on here and try this out tonight. We are arriving into half moon energy right now. And if this is your first time doing yoga with me, by the way, my name is Rachel, or Vina Lene Rachel, and this is Mother Moon Yoga here in Southeast Iowa. I teach a Hatha-based yoga flow, but I do a little bit of an astrological influence or twist on it. And we try to align with the moon as much as possible. So with this half moon energy, tonight we're going to be focusing on balance in our practice. Now, I think in the common, modern day yoga of the Western world, when we say the word balance in yoga, we usually go right to asana, right? Postures like tree pose, standing on one leg, headstand, handstand, arm balances, warrior three. And balance is certainly aspects of those postures, but there's other ways that we can find balance in our practice as well. So we can find balance with our breath. We can focus on our inhales and exhales being equal in length and depth. We can focus on balancing our energy between flex and flow, work and rest, effort and ease. We can make sure that we do both sides of our body an equal amount of time. We make sure that we do both ways, both directions. So we'll be bringing in all of these aspects of balance into our practice tonight. And I invite you to just notice how you feel, both at the beginning of your practice and at the end. Just kind of notice what comes and notice how you feel about the word balance once you are finished with this practice. With that, I think that we will get started on the mat. So if you'll go ahead and get on your mat, and I'll meet you there in just a moment, you're just going to find a comfortable seat. So it might be a cross-legged position, it might be on your knees or your legs out, just whatever feels good for you. And once you find that comfortable seat, begin to close your eyes, sit nice and tall, and just start with some deep breathing. So you can slow down your mind. Just start to check in, see how you feel. And I am just going to get this music going, and I'll meet you over there. As you settle into your breath, notice your posture. Can you start to balance out the stacking of your vertebrae one at a time, all the way up to the crown of your head? Can you really start to clear your mind of anything that isn't relevant to what you're doing right now? Can you focus more on yourself, on your practice, on your breath? And as your mind starts to wander throughout your practice tonight, again, just come back to your body, to your practice, to your breath, anchoring in whenever you need to. Keep breathing. Keep letting go, grounding in. Take a few moments just to bring in the word balance. And right now, just at the front of your mind, what does balance mean to you? Notice what comes up. And no matter what comes up, just set the intention to bring more balance into your life by moving through your practice. A few more deep breaths in and out. Bring your hands together at your heart. Blink your eyes open. Let's inhale, sweep arms overhead. Exhale down to heart. We're going to do this 2 more times. And if your legs are crossed, switch the cross in your legs. If your legs are not crossed, find a different way to sit, just switching it up. And then again, sit tall into your posture. Let's roll shoulders back, down, and away just a few times. And then leave your hands down by your sides, still sitting tall. Reach, left arm up and over. Right hand can walk out for more if you need to. You can bend your elbows or change your gaze. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, return to neutral. Move to the other side, adjusting however you need to. Press your hips away from hands. And bring everything back into neutral. Let's just look right and left. Shoulders stay stacked over hips. Keep your jaw soft. And take one more each way, side to side. Once you come back to neutral, inhale to look up, exhale to look down. Keep going. We'll do just one more. Once you return to neutral, flip it over into tabletop, hands and knees. And from here, we'll go into cow and cat, tucking the toes for your cow. Flattening your feet for cat. Keep going. Let's do one more each way. And then just slow it back down. Take your right foot behind with toes on the ground. Press back throughout your heel. Walk your opposite hand out, reaching out with fingertips grounding down. Point out through the crown of your head and the tip of your tailbone. Really breathe into your lengthened body. Feel that expansion. Take an inhale, and the exhale, bring it all back to center, moving to the other side, opposite leg and foot. Reaching out, breathing into a long body, long spine. And bring it back to neutral. Take your first downward facing dog. And take any movement that you need to for this first down dog. So if you want to walk it out or shake out those hips, move your head around. There's no rules, just listen to what you need. Make sure you're breathing nice and deep, navel drawing gently in to support you. And then whenever you're ready, find some stillness, keep breathing. Take an inhale, and the exhale, release all the way down to a child's pose. Just settling in now, resting your head. Using this as an opportunity to slow back down again, clearing the mind. Let's take one more breath and then rise back up to your tabletop. And this time you'll reach your left foot behind. You're going to lift up and point out of your toes. Reach your right hand out, thumb points up. If that's too much, bring it back to the ground. Otherwise, just reach out, long spine. Find the balance, draw your navel in, grab a breath, and then bring it all back to neutral. Move to the other side. Take your time reaching out. Point out through the crown of your head, the tip of your tailbone. Press into the ground with hand and knee. Take an inhale. Exhale, release back down. Let's move again into downward facing dog. From here, just breathe and hold it, finding some stillness. When you're ready, walk up towards the top of your mat and your hands come all the way up to standing. Once you get there, roll your shoulders back, down, and away again. Start to ground your feet underneath your hips if you're not already there. And then settle into your Tadasana mountain pose. Really turn your palms forward and energetically pull the fingertips down to the earth. Close your eyes. Take some deep breaths here. Slow it back down. And bring your awareness into your feet. Notice how your feet are connected to your mat or to the earth. Can you find equal pressure through all four corners of your feet? The ball of your foot, the pads under your pinky toe, and the rest of your toes, and then all around the outside of your arch, and the insides and outsides of your heels. And there's a little hollow point right over the center of your arches. Ground into that space and begin to pull up. Pull up through the insides of your legs, and then find balance between your legs, left and right. Not leaning one way or the other, and then keep moving up, keep pulling up, feel your kneecaps lift, and feel a little tuck of your tailbone activating your core center. Breathe here with eyes closed. Notice how stable you feel. Notice how balanced, how grounded. Just by standing equally between your legs and your feet. Now check in with the rest of your body. Your lower body is so strong, but from about your chest up, can you relax? Can you relax your shoulders, relax your jaw, relax the muscles of your face, balancing out the work you're doing in the lower part of your body. Let's blink the eyes open. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Join at the top. Exhale, pull down to your heart. We're going to do this 2 more times. And we are going to move into a high lunge. Begin to step your left foot forward and your right foot back. If you need to bring your hands to your hips for center of gravity, go ahead and do that to assist your balance. Otherwise, if it feels good, bring your hands together at your heart. If you want to find a stretch through the back of your leg, press your heel away or lean into your front knee more. If you want to challenge your balance more, start to reach your arms up and overhead. Shoulders stay soft. You can micro bend those elbows if you need to. Just hold here. All 4 corners of your front foot are planted into the earth. You're finding that split down your center line with your legs. Grab 1 more breath here. And can you bring your hands all the way down around your foot, finding a runner's lunge? Adjust your leg if you need to. You can always lower the knee if it's too much. Otherwise, drive your heel away, drive your knee forward. Take a deep breath. On the exhale, step back to down dog. Take your time getting there. Just breathe into it. And then make your way up towards the top of your mat, towards your hands. Come all the way up to standing. Grab a breath overhead. And then hands to your heart or to your hips, moving to your high lunge on the other side. Right foot forward, left foot back. And just hold it here. Now you can always bring your hands to hips, or maybe you challenge yourself reaching your arms up, but breathe into it wherever you are. Remember, we're in this place between effort and ease. Take an inhale and the exhale, slowly moving down into runner's lunge. And breathing here. Really lift. Take an inhale and the exhale, step back to down dog and hold it, breathing into whatever comes. Relax your head. We're going to lower down to tabletop again, hands and knees. We'll extend right foot up, reaching out to find the balance. Left hand reaches out, so opposites. We're going to inhale, lift a little higher, reach out a little more. And then exhale, round in, knee to elbow, curl like a cat back. And then inhale, extend out, maybe a little arch like a cow. Exhale, curl it in, knee to elbow like a cat. We're going to do 2 more. Move with your breath. And then release back down when you're ready. Shake it out. Get ready for the other side. We'll extend left foot out, right hand out for now. Just find the balance. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl, knee to elbow. 3 more. Move with your breath. On this last one, just release back down. Go into your downward facing dog. We're gonna lift right foot up to a 3-legged dog and just hold it. Keep your hips squaring down. Now you can lift out of your toes or your heels, up to you. Just try to keep those hips squaring down. Let's go ahead and switch legs. Deep breaths, relax your head. Lower back down. Now this time, can you reach your right leg up to a 3-legged dog? Take an inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale, step it through between your hands. Find a runner's lunge. We're not done. Really plant into your front foot, ground into the earth. Either walk up your legs or rise up. Find your high lunge. Hands to hips, heart up, you choose. Take an inhale. On the exhale, step up to the top of your mat. Take a couple of steps if you need to. Reset. Take an inhale overhead. Exhale, fold all the way down. Let's take a half lift. Step out to our first plank pose of the night. And breathe here. Really find the grounding of your hands and your feet. Find the balance between front and back of your body. And then right away, lift up to your down dog. Lift your left foot up to a 3-legged dog. Inhale to lift a little higher. Exhale, step it through to runner's lunge. Now get ready. Really plant your front foot down, ground in. Rise up to your high lunge. However you want to hold it. Remember to relax those shoulders, relax your face, grab one more breath. And then step up to the top of your mat. Ground in with an inhale overhead. Exhale, fold all the way down. Let's stay in this fold. And just hang out. You can sway if that feels good. Take a bind if you want. You've got a few more breaths here. When you're ready, find center. Take an inhale, half lift. Exhale, step out to plank pose. Right away, take an inhale. Exhale, roll through to chaturanga this time. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Right away, lift your left foot up to a 3-legged dog. Exhale, step it through to runner's lunge. Right away, rise up into your high lunge. Hold. And if your hands are up, let's bring them to the heart. We're gonna open up to a warrior 2. So it might look like the opposite because of the camera right now, but you just open up to your warrior 2, whatever that is, and just breathe into it. Look out over your front hand. And we are going to reverse that warrior overhead. Take an inhale. On the exhale, come back into your warrior 2. And then can you swing your back arm, rotate, go back to your high lunge. I know you can do it, Yogi. You're doing great. Take a deep breath. On the exhale, come down to runner's lunge. Step all the way back to your down dog and hold. Take a little break. Make your way up to your hands. Come all the way up to standing. Grab a breath overhead. Hands to heart. Slow it down. Let's take another breath overhead. Exhale, fold all the way down, letting go. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale to plank pose. Right away, you take that inhale in plank. Exhale, move through to chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. And exhale to down dog. When you're ready, lift your right leg up. 3-legged dog. You're gonna step it through to that runner's lunge. And when you're ready, rise all the way up. Find your high lunge again. And then when you're ready, open up to your warrior 2. And just breathe into it. Look over your front hand. Start to take a reverse on that warrior. Knee is still bending forward. It's like a split from the legs. Remember, we're moving into balance tonight. Let's go back to our warrior two. And then can you transition back to your high lunge? Make those adjustments with your feet. Take an inhale. Exhale, come down to runner's lunge. Step it all the way back to down dog. And when you're ready, lower down to child's pose. Really good. Let's take a break for a moment. Tune back into your breath. And slow it down. Inhales matching exhales. Slow down your mind. If it wandered, remember, anchor back in. Body, breath, practice. And take your time going all the way up to downward facing dog. Once you get there, walk up towards the top of your mat. Come all the way up to standing. Let's take an inhale overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Step your feet closer together. We're going to start to work on a chair pose. Now, if your toes are touching, make sure you keep a gap in your heels. Whenever you're ready, bring hands to heart and just sit back into that chair pose, Utkatasana. Really feel your tailbone curl down towards your heels. For now, feel the grounding more in your heels than your toes. Maybe you even lift your toes off the mat. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Take an inhale. On the exhale, fold and release. Keep the legs close together. Slowly roll all the way back up to standing. Legs stay where they are for chair. Inhale overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Sit into your chair pose again, leaning back into your heels. Maybe lifting those toes, up to you. Now let's play around with it. Can we put the weight in the toes more than the heels? Maybe you even lift one heel off the ground, bending at ankle and knee, and then switch it to the other side. You can keep going side to side. Make sure to sit back each time, or maybe you just start to hold it, lifting those heels, still curling under with the tailbone, still drawing your navel in. Grab one more breath. When you're ready, release and fold. Let it all go. Take an inhale to a half lift. Exhale, step out to plank pose. Pause here. Take a breath and then move through your chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Just breathe into it. Slow it down. Notice how you feel. Maybe let out a little open mouth exhale if you need to release some tension, if you need to regain that balance, equanimity. Just clear your mind. Let's set up the feet for a squat. Toes and knees out, walk back into it, lower your hips. For now, just breathe. You can bring hands to heart. You can sit however you need to. It's okay if your heels aren't touching. Just find the squat that works for you. And then we're gonna lean into this if it feels good for your body. So you're gonna bring your hands to the ground, tent your fingertips, and walk out in between those legs. Now, as you walk out, maybe your hips get a little wider, maybe your spine gets a little longer. When you're ready, just relax your head. Now for fun, can you keep crawling forward so that maybe you lift one heel off the ground or both if they're not already there? If your heels were already lifted, lean forward more. Challenge yourself. Can you get up on those tippy toes? And maybe eventually you just walk on out to your down dog. Go ahead and adjust. We're gonna keep going. On an inhale with the down dog, lift your heels, tiptoe. Exhale, heels press back down. Let's keep going. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, and really feel your whole body moving forward. Just like you did in that squat. We've got two more. Let's walk hands back to feet. Take your time coming all the way up to mountain pose. Ground into your feet. Take an inhale overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Now lean in to your left foot. Really ground all four corners of your left foot. Bend into the knee a little bit And then lift your right foot off the ground. So it's like you're marching. That tailbone tucks down just like a chair pose. Flex your foot, lift your knee, and then go ahead and lift it up if that feels good. Maybe you take your arms overhead and just hold the balance. And then when you're ready, you're going to take a big step forward into a high lunge. So step that right foot forward and land it. You can take hands wherever you need to. Breathe into your lunge. Now the fun part, we're going to try to drag our back toe. Now drag it, don't lift it. Bring your hands to heart and just drag, drag, drag. And then can you bring that up to your march? Just like you did on the other leg. Really good. Breathe into it. And set your foot down when you're ready. Reground. Take an inhale overhead. Exhale, fold all the way through. Let's move through a sun salutation. Half lifted plank. Moving through your vinyasa. We're going to meet in that down dog. And once you get in the down dog, you can even walk your hands back and come all the way up to standing at the top of your mat. Now we're going to shift all of our weight into the right foot. When you're ready, pick up your left knee, flex your foot, take your arms overhead if that feels good. And you can always bring your hands somewhere else for that lunge, but when you're ready, big step up with the lunge. Find your balance, and then just hold it there for a moment. And think about dragging your back toes. So when you're ready, hands come to heart, lean in, drag that toe, and then pick it all the way up. Find your balance. Take a breath or two, and set it down when you're ready. Reground, relax your arms. Let's take a little twist and just shake it out. Bend your knees, stay soft in your lower body. And then when you're ready, slow it all back down. All right, we're gonna start in our mountain pose. We'll take an inhale overhead. Exhale, fold all the way down. Take a half lift, right away step out to down dog. Just step it back, hold here, and then take your feet wider than your hips, so about mat distance. The toes are still facing forward. On an inhale, you're going to deeply bend your knees to a crouching down dog. On the exhale, you're going to press back up. We're going to keep going. Inhale, bend the knees, hips press back. Exhale, straighten. We've got two more. After this last one, just hold your down dog, reset for a moment. Take your feet in again, about hip distance. Lower down to hands and knees. We're going to play around with balance on the ground. You're going to start by taking your left foot behind you. Toes stay on the ground. Right hand, opposite hand, is going to go out to the side. Lean into it, and then left hand can either go on the ground or it reaches up. So yeah, same hand and foot. And then for a bonus, if you want to lift the foot, go ahead. So it's kind of like a side plank, but you're still facing mostly down, slightly open over to that left side. Take an inhale. Exhale, release it all back down. Shake it out. Reset to hands and knees. Find your center. And then whenever you're ready, take right foot back. Left hand out, right hand out, or maybe you reach it up. You can also reach your foot, lifting and balancing, same side. And of course, you could always work on bringing your hand in closer to your center line to challenge yourself. Grab another breath. Bring it all back down, shake it out, find your down dog. Walk up to the top of your mat. Come all the way up to standing. Grab a breath overhead, hands to heart. We're going back to our chair pose, so step your feet in a little bit closer. And when you're ready, go ahead and sit back into your chair. Now bring all of your weight into your right foot, and your left foot's just gonna pick up a little bit off the ground, so you're still bent over. And you are gonna step that back into a lunge, but you're gonna do it in super slow-mo. So you lean forward, really hug your foot in close to your glute. Start to point your knee down, down, down to the ground. And then when you're ready, extend, step it out, Find your balance and hold your high lunge. Take an inhale. On your exhale, open up to a warrior two. Hold for a breath. And then when you're ready, windmill all the way down to your runner's lunge. Step it back to down dog and hold. Take a deep breath. Bring everything up to the top of your mat. Walk or step. Come all the way up to standing. Set up your feet for chair pose. Grab an inhale overhead. Exhale, sit back into your chair. Bring your weight over to your left foot. Right foot starts to lift. And then we prepare to step into that lunge, super slow-mo. So lean forward, hug your foot in, lean forward, lean forward. Get that knee to point all the way down if you can before you step it back. Extend when you're ready and ground. Breathe here. And whenever you're ready, open it up. Find your warrior two. Take an inhale. Exhale, windmill down, runner's lunge. And then step it back to down dog. Let's hold. Take a few breaths. And lower on down to hands and knees. All right, so this is kind of like that crouching down dog you just did, but we're gonna stay low to the ground. This is a pose we call beast. Keep your toes tucked underneath, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. When you're ready, maybe just one knee at a time, you lift off the mat. But you know what's coming. If you can, you are gonna lift both. And just hold it, really feel, it's almost like a plank. Feel the tucking in. You're doing great. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2. Lift it to down dog. Really good job. Walk your hands and feet to center. Rise all the way up to standing. Grab a breath overhead. Hands to heart. Let's step it wide. Wide across your mat, toes and knees out to the corners. Take your time coming down into a half squat or goddess pose. Feel free to move around if this feels good. Take your time opening up. And then let's take a little twist, dropping right shoulder in. And then moving to the other side. Bring it back to center, rise up, stay here, turn your toes forward. Take your time coming into a wide fold. Really lengthen out through your spine, lean in. More weight in your toes than your heels. Just let your head be heavy. So this time around, we're just gonna focus on the fold, but if you're somebody that has a headstand in your practice, you're gonna have the opportunity to take that next time we come around to this pose. Just a little heads up if you wanna prepare for that in your practice tonight. Otherwise, we're just gonna take our time. We're gonna come all the way up to standing and bring those feet back in and prepare for tree pose. So starting with your hands on your hips or at your heart or wherever else you want, shift your weight into your right foot. Start to turn your left foot out, deciding where you want to stack it for your tree, maybe above or below your knee. And your hands can do what they want. They might go high, low, whatever you need for your balance today. And the key is today, so don't compare your balance to yesterday's tree pose or the last time you did a tree pose, because every day our balance is different. The moon is in a different phase affecting gravity. We might have other cosmic forces playing out. You might just have emotional stuff going on, making it harder for you to focus and breathe, which also affects your balance. So just accept yourself where you are right now. And you are gonna hold for maybe 2 more breaths. And then take your time coming out. When you're ready, shake it out, reset, and move to the other side. Accepting that it might be different on this side versus the other. Maybe it's the same, it's okay. You know you're gonna be here for equal amounts of time, so you can just breathe wherever you are. And the more you balance inhales and exhales, the more you will bring that balance to your body. So focus on the breath. Use it as an anchor. Grab one more breath here. And take your time coming down. Reset. Turn your toes and knees out to the corners. And take your time coming back down into your half squat. Now, if you can, you're not going to use your hands this time. So you'll just bring your hands to your heart. Really open up your hips. For fun, shift your weight more to the right. Lift your left heel off the ground. Now set it down. Shift your weight to the left. Lift your right heel off the ground. Now you can choose to keep going side to side, or if you want to try to lift both heels, go for it. Now if you lift both heels, stay at center, or maybe you just play with lifting one at a time. Make it your practice. It's all for fun. It's just to help clear your mind so you're not thinking about other things. Grab one more breath. Go ahead and release. Heel toe your feet all the way back in or step in. Find your mountain pose. Take an inhale overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Interlace your hands. Flip your palms. Take them up and overhead. Really root down through your feet. Grow your palms a little taller. Find the stretch. Take an inhale. On your exhale, release your left arm down, right arm reaches over. Turn your palm forward. Change your gaze if you need to. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, other side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, release back down. Again, step your feet wide, preparing for that wide forward fold. Turn your toes forward, Whenever you're ready, come on down. Must have moved some energy up out of my throat chakra there. So you can stay here in the wide fold, or if you prefer to go to a headstand, whatever headstand you choose, whatever version you choose, you can go ahead and take that as well. So there's no judgment in your practice. It's okay if you don't have a freestanding inversion yet. There's other ways to get upside down, and we'll be doing those ways at the end of our practice tonight. But even if you're in the fold, the wide standing fold, you're still decompressing your spine. You're still inverting your head down to the earth, activating all of your chakras. We're going to grab maybe one more breath. And then take your time as you come down if you are up. Take your time coming all the way up to standing. And bring your feet and your legs together. Reset. Find your mountain pose. Interlace your hands and then interlace them the opposite way from normal. Now take your hands just behind your head. Press your head into your hands. Your elbows are wide. Your shoulders are pulling down and away. Breathe into it. And take one more breath. Release your arms, roll your shoulders back, down, and away. One more. Step it out to a squat. Take your time coming down. Remember, your heels can be lifted or grounded. It does not matter. Just use this as an opportunity to breathe and let go. We're going to step it out to hands and knees. Take your time getting there. Keep your hands grounded. Lift your left foot out. Point your toes. Bend your knee. Now pull your knee around and forward towards your elbow. Circle on through. Kick it up. Around, down, and up. We're going to do 2 more of those. And after you've done that 4th one, you're going to switch direction and do 4 the other way, balancing out your hips and the rotations that they make. A lot of potential for movement in the hips. You just have to access it. Take your time resetting when you're ready. Shake out your hips. Get ready for the other side. Right leg lifts, point your toes, bend your knee, pull your knee around and forward, down, away, and up, and do 3 more if you can. And guess what? It's okay if 4 is too much. Maybe you do 2, maybe you do 3. It's a lot of work on the glutes. Whenever you're ready, switch the direction and balance out. The key is balance. Do the same number both ways, both sides, if you can. Whenever you're finished, you're taking a child's pose, maybe a little bit wider with your knees this time if you can, and just relax down. Take another breath or 2. And then take your time coming all the way up to seated. You're going to kick your legs out in front of you, nice and long, about hip distance. And for now, just sit tall, flex and point your ankles. Find your posture. And then when you're ready, roll your ankles in circles. And make sure to go both ways. Let's reset and find a butterfly, Baddha Konasana. Leaning in with the flat back if that feels good. So similar to what you did in your squat, you're going to bring your hands forward and you're going to keep walking out if that serves your body. Really lengthen through your spine, going as deep as you need to, and then relaxing your head whenever you're ready. Take your time releasing. You're going to roll all the way down to your spine. Once you get there, hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze or a rock side to side. And then take your knees over to one side in a spinal twist. Your arm's going to reach out and away. And try to look away from your knees if you can. Really sink into those exhales. You've got one more deep breath. And then you'll move it over to the other side. Looking away when you're ready, breathing into it. Sinking into your breath. So this is when we start to slow down in our practice. Balancing out all that energy, just like the moon. We let it wax and build, and now we're letting it wane and cool back down. Let's bring everything back to neutral. Keep your knees bent, feet go on the ground wider than your hips. Rock your knees side to side, windshield wipers. Just loosening up your spine, maybe even deepening your breath. Maybe one more each way, and then hug your knees to chest again. And then take your feet up to the ceiling. Roll your ankles in circles, just like you did seated. And this is your inversion. So just, even when you can't do like a headstand or a handstand, you can still get your feet up. Same benefits. Go ahead and roll those ankles the other way if you haven't already. And we're going to keep holding our legs in the air. We'll just flex and point the ankles. So still getting that benefit of an inversion. Energy is running down, any static lymph, static energy, static fluids running down and away. Recirculating your energy. Recirculating your blood flow. I'm sure you can feel those sensations of energy. And And then whenever you're ready, hug your knees in, bring your hands on your kneecaps, roll your knees out, away, back in again, big circles. And to balance out, you'll go both directions. And then whenever you're ready, take your Shavasana, your final resting pose. Take your time settling in, finding a place where you can fully relax now, finding a place where you can start to let go. Slow your breath down, slow your mind down, slow your body down, slow your energy down. Slow down. Effort versus ease. You're in the ease now. And it's just as equally important as the effort. For now, all the work happens on the inside. New internal connections being made. Muscle memory, new neurological connections. Your brain is all lit up from the work you did. You just can't see it on the outside. But for now, you can just allow everything to work on the inside as you simply breathe and let go. There's always a balance of the energy. Sink into the in-between now, this pause of stillness. Just as you sink into the pause of stillness between each inhale and each exhale. Keep relaxing your physical body, relax the muscles of your face, especially around your eyes, your temples, and your jaw. Soften the top of your head and the back of your head and the back of your neck and the back of your shoulder blades. Soften your throat, your chest, and across down through your arms, all the way down to your wrists and hands and fingers until you feel your whole upper body letting go. Sink into that release and keep letting it move throughout your body. Relax the front of your body. Front of your rib cage, your abdominal muscles, your whole belly gets softer. Relax the front of your hips, the front of your legs, all the way down to the tops of your feet. The whole front of your body lets go and sinks in. And let that sensation move around, wrapping around your body to the sides of your body, and start to relax from your underarms, down through the sides of your ribs, down through the sides of your waist, down through your outer hips and your outer legs, all the way to your ankles and your outer feet. And let the sensation move to the back side of your body. Soften all of your muscles down your back. Soften your vertebrae all the way down to your tailbone. Soften your low back, your glutes, your tailbone, your legs. Soften your hamstrings and behind your knees and your calves and your Achilles and your ankles and your heels. And relax all the way through your lower body, throughout your feet and your toes. Relax all of your bones. Relax all of your muscles. Relax all of your connective tissue. Relax the need to control your breath. Just let it flow. Relax your mind and sink in. Keep letting go just a little bit longer. Give yourself permission to really sink into the stillness, honoring it just as much as you honor the movement that you do, the exhilaration that you put on your body. Also honor the rest. For balance comes when we honor all ways to find flux and flow. And another word for balance is peace. So sink into the peace that you're creating right now. Whenever you are ready, start to take deeper breaths. Keep your eyes closed. Start to make gentle movement with your fingers and toes or anywhere else in your body that you need to move. If it feels good to reach your arms overhead, go ahead and stretch all the way through. Fingers to toes. And then whenever you're ready, on an exhale, hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze or a rock side to side. And then roll to the side of your choice. Press up to seated, coming into a comfortable seat, just as you started your practice today. And bringing your hands to heart and your eyes closed if they opened. Just as you did in the beginning of your practice, find supportive posture. Stay soft and relaxed and aligned. And breathe deeply into a clear mind. Still using your body and breath as an anchor. Still using your practice as an anchor. You've moved through the practice of asana, posture, movement. You've moved through the practice of pranayama, breath work. And now you're moving through the practice of meditation. And I want you to, again, as you did in the beginning of your practice, meditate on the word balance and what that word means to you now. Balance.